Good day, campers. Today is solar install day. Solar is all the rage nowadays, and today I'm going to join the club. Not everyone needs a megawatt solar array, but instead just want a basic system. This install is for them. We don't boondock, so we don't need much solar, but I would like to have a little bit. I've found this very reasonable kit on Amazon with pretty good reviews. It's enough solar to help my converter maintain my batteries, help my truck maintain my batteries while towing, help my batteries last a little longer in the event of a power outage at the RV park. The kit I found comes in 4 sizes and includes all the things you need for a very basic installation. It comes in a 100 watt for $83.98, 170 watt for $134.98, a 200 watt kit, which is 2 100 watt panels for $159.99, and a 340 watt kit, which is 2 of the 170 watt panels for $197.99. There are links to all 4 of these kits in the description of this video. I was able to afford the 170 watt kit, and that's what I'll be installing today. This leaves me the option to add the second 170 watt panel in the future. The only things I bought extra for this installation was 2 inline fuse holders to protect the controller from problems with the battery or protect the whole system with problems in the solar panel itself. There are links for those fuse holders in the description. This should be a fairly straightforward installation. The hardest part for some people will be actually routing the wires from the roof down to the inside of the RV, your basement, or wherever it is you need to get them to. In my case, it's very, very simple because my RV came with a channel that goes from the roof right down to my pass-through, which is next to my battery compartment. I have already routed the wires down there. They're running along with my satellite coax. If you don't happen to have an RV with one of these channels, then you're going to need to find a way to get down. One suggestion that I've heard is that you could actually route down in the corner behind the shower stall, if your shower stall happens to be shaped that way. In this RV, that's a wide open space. I even have an access panel in the kitchen to kind of help with routing the wires from the midpoint, and then from there you need to get from where you're going to mount the charger. I'm going to put my solar panel roughly right here. That'll put it out of the way, but puts me close enough to my channel to save on wire length, because the kit only comes with 2 16-foot 12 gauge wires. I don't want to have to do any splicing to stay on the budget. I don't want to run to the auto parts store and buy a 25-foot coil to add 5 feet to the wire. If you're going to use make your own hole, I have this access panel cover that I bought when I put my satellites in. This is a very, very nice cover for sealing up a hole you might drill in your ceiling. There will be a link to this cover in the description. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down to the ground again and go to where my generator and battery compartment is. I'm going to mount the solar controller, my fuse holders, and do the basic wiring to get from the solar controller to my batteries. Then I will come back up here, mount my solar panel, connect the wires up and button up my channel. Before taking the solar panel up to the roof, we need to install the mounting brackets. The kit that I ordered comes complete with its own Z-brackets and mounting hardware. They'll bolt in 4 places on the solar panel. I have my wire routed through the channel down into my pass-through, drilled a little hole through this wall. This wire is coming from the solar panels. These are my battery boxes and batteries, and this is where I'm mounting the controller. This gives me the best use of the wire provided in the kit, since we don't boondock and we don't use our solar panels for main power for any length of time. This will be fine as locations go. Next step is to get everything wired up. Okay, so I have the charge controller connected to my batteries. I have the charge controller changed for my type of batteries. I have flooded, so that's B03. A couple of important things to bear in mind here. You must connect batteries first and then connect the solar panel. If you do it the other way around, you will damage the controller. The other important thing to understand is that the wire provided in this kit, the insulation is about double the thickness of any standard 12-gauge wire. So I had to customize my spade lugs a little bit. What I did was drilled out a 14-gauge lug to handle a 12-gauge wire. Then I removed the insulation from the lug, inserted my wire and crimped it, and then used shrink sleeve to protect the wire. Keep that in mind when you're gathering up spade lugs to do your connection. Everything down here is connected. I did leave the fuse out of the solar wire. I'm going to go back up on the roof, connect the solar panels, and make sure everything works down here. Then I can mount and reseal everything up on the roof. As you can see, I have a green light for solar. The LCD display says that the solar panels are connected to the batteries. Batteries are connected to the load, and that the solar controller is actually putting out 13.9 volts. So it is somewhat charging my batteries. All that's left is to mount and reseal everything on the roof. So that finishes the installation. The solar panel is mounted. I did find a roof brace to get 2 of the screws into. I've covered all the screws with roof caulking. I did put a ring around each hole underneath the bracket just to play it safe. I've also resealed my entrance where the cable goes into the channel to go to the bottom. So that's all there is to it. This is the DIY RV satellite on a budget, 170 watt. As always, thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.